Mr. Ghosh. I'm Chandan Agarwal. I'm doing a story on rural banking. What is so unique about the banking system in India?
Uniqueness of the Indian system is that we have always tried to adapt our system to the compulsions of the economy. And as I said, the rural banking is one such compulsion. Number two, we had no model to fall back upon. We had to do it on our own. And I must say there the policymakers have been extremely innovative and extremely forward-looking.
Excuse me, Mr. Ghosh. Isn't rural banking non-viable?
Oh, you're asking a question which every Western banker asks. What we do in rural banking or any other banking is to locate which are potentially viable and then come forward to give it credit so that it can make itself viable. I asked this question, the uniqueness of Indian banking. I think the uniqueness of our bank officials is to locate this potentially viable and make it viable. What we are financing in the rural sector is not high risk banking, it is high cost banking. And the cost of the activity, we are bearing it from the profits which we generate in other sectors. If you are talking of India's agricultural self-sufficiency, well, to that extent, a very large part of it has come from the contribution of Indian banks. If we had not gone into agricultural banking, we would have to go with the begging goals to the foreign countries for our food, as we used to do in the mid-60s. So the question is that whether we are financing viable and non-viable activities. The question is that whether we have developed an instrument in our banking system which have the expertise and capability to convert a non-viable activity in viable activities. I think if you wish to get a flavor of what I said, you must go around the country, and in particular I would like you to visit our Institute of Rural Development at Hyderabad. And if you wish any help, I think I would ask our field officer to accompany you.
Tell me, Mr. Chabra, as a field officer, do you really think rural banking is viable?
Certainly. And those that don't seem viable today will definitely be viable tomorrow. You see, the need of rural banking is much greater than just the profit motive. And if our country has to attain self-sufficiency, then the development of rural India is a must. In a country like ours, viability of a project takes precedence over security. But this is not to say that we will intentionally venture into high-risk schemes. After all, ours is a commercial bank.
How many branches does the State Bank Group have?
In the 3 decades ending in 1985, the number of branches increased to approximately 10,700, 78% of them in the rural and semi-urban areas. Let me give you a historical perspective. In pre-independence times, the Imperial Bank was the commercial bank and the bank of the government. Soon came freedom. We were left to nurture an economically drained and backward India. The early rays of progress were yet to touch the villager. The government realized that true progress could only be had if economic growth and social justice went hand in hand. The directive from the Reserve Bank of India and the government was sound and simple. The need for a state-partnered, state-sponsored banking institution was felt. While not deviating from the canons of sound business, this institution should act as a banking arm of the government, reaching deep into rural India. The State Bank of India was formed in 1955 to cater to India's diverse and complex credit needs. This is our Beta Agricultural Development Branch. Hi Vivek, how are you? Meet Vivek Shah, PRO Patna.
Hi,
Ms.
how are
Chandan
you?
Agarwal, she is a journalist from Bombay.
I'm doing an article on rural banking. Could you tell me what kind of people you cater to over here?
Well, basically we cater to the small and marginal farmers, the agricultural laborers and rural artisans. And this is also part of our IRDP program, the Integrated Rural Development Program, which aims at development of the downtrodden and weaker sections of society. And the emphasis on this is basically on the scientific, systematic and integrated utilization of all natural resources. And this is with a view to helping each person engage in an activity which is going to be productive as well as socially beneficial. And at the same time it's going to help him earn a living which is going to suffice for his basic needs.
Can I meet some of your beneficiaries?
यहाँ आइए तो जरा.
नमस्ते.
नमस्ते.
क्या करते हैं आप?
खेती बाड़ी करते हैं.
स्टेट बैंक ने किस तरह की मदद की आपकी?
खुद ही आके देख लीजिए.
These agricultural development branches and agricultural banking divisions are structural innovations of the State Bank of India. Actually, India's agricultural productivity is still low, only 2 tons per hectare. It needs to rise to at least 5 tons. These villages don't have any gas or electricity, so no farm mechanization is possible. And to top it all, there are no proper roads.
क्या नाम है? यहाँ आओ. There is poverty here, yet potential. A curious dichotomy, isn't it?
Through the IRDP loans, we are trying to raise these poor families above the poverty line. Shyam Babu has done very well for himself. Shyam Babu.
नमस्ते.
Shyam Babu.
नमस्ते.
खेती दिखाओगे?
चलिए. आप लोगों ने हमें बीज ला के दिया, बहुत फायदा हुआ है. यही हमारी खेती.
मकई लगाई है, अच्छी फसल है.
अब हम इसे काट के बेच डालेंगे. हमारे बहन की शादी है ना.
How do people like Shyam Babu benefit from your lead bank?
Well, actually, to make the optimum use of their land, the infrastructure has to be developed further. And this is where the lead bank scheme comes in. A lead bank chosen by the government acts as a consortium leader, coordinating the efforts of all the credit institutions in each of the allotted districts. The lead bank studies the infrastructural requirements of the area. It also liaises between the government agencies and the financial institutions who work in tandem to optimize the end use of credit. We lead in 119 districts, many of which are difficult areas known for their backwardness and inaccessibility. The High Yield Variety Program has been introduced by the State Bank in many of its lead and non-lead districts. Greater cash outlay for fertilizer and pesticides has been provided. We also help mechanize farming. It can be said that the success of the Green Revolution is in a large part due to the banks. Incidentally, we are also playing a vital role in revolutionizing dairy farming. I remember a successful case study in Anand. Hatibhai Patel took a loan from the bank to buy a milking machine to modernize his dairy. Traditionally a tobacco grower, the drought deprived him of his agricultural income. He used to retain a few cows for his own use. With the State Bank support, he started dairy farming. Today, he has 7 cows, all fully insured. Being a member of the Dairy Producers Cooperative, his interests are protected. He plans to expand by purchasing another 15 cows. The State Bank has financed him further for a concrete shed to house this additional cattle.
એ જે વધારે મૂડી જોઈએ, વધારે મૂડી શું કરવી તો બેંકની સહાય લેવી પડે. તો આણંદ સ્ટેટ બેંક ઓફ ઇન્ડિયા પાસેથી સહાય માગી એટલે મશીન ખરીદવું પડે. આ મશીન 15 છેલ્લામાં છેલ્લી 15 ગાયો દોઈ શકે. વર્તી આજથી 5મે વર્ષે સંપૂર્ણ રીતે લગભગ 4.5 લાખ રૂપિયા ચોખ્ખો નફો થાય.
The banks have gone to the villages, banks are reaching the farmers through various developmental schemes.
The rough and remote Khasi hills of Shillong make farming difficult. In places like these, we encourage allied agricultural activities tailor-made to the geographical, economical and social conditions of the area. Amongst the Khasi tribals, beekeeping is a popular occupation. The honey extracted is in big demand in the urban cities. In response to this demand, many such small units have been extended finance. Surekha Khongthao is an enterprising exporter from the Khasi hills of Meghalaya. We have assisted her in building office premises, warehousing and transportation.
हम लोग एक्सपोर्ट करता है क्या मिर्चा, संतरा, इधर में अदरक और प्याज, तो हम लोग जो ऑर्डर मिलता है उठा देता है ये लोग को। हाँ, बांग्लादेश में वो तो आता है बाहर का, उसे आता है इधर से हम लोग ले जाता है दौकी बॉर्डर में, उधर में अनलोड हो जाता है और उधर में पैकिंग होता है और बांग्लादेश में कस्टम पास करता है। और साल में तो हम लोग का तो ऐसे ही 10-12 लाख का हो जाता है, तो अभी सोचता है और बढ़ाने मांगता है जितना।
In this case, we are dealing directly with the importer's bank. Thanks to this, Surekha is protected in the event of a default in payment.